Maya loved the Old Town Library. It was quiet, dusty, and felt like a secret. She spent most evenings there, studying for her exams, hidden amongst the towering shelves. Mr. Silas, one of the librarians, was a thin, pale man who always seemed to be watching, not in a helpful way, but in a way that made the hairs on her neck stand up. He would often shuffle past her, his eyes lingering for a beat too long, or he would comment on her study materials with a soft, almost whispered tone. "Still working on that history project, Maya? You are always so focused." She would offer a polite, small smile, trying to ignore the odd chill he gave her. One evening, as she was packing up, she noticed a small, intricately carved wooden bird on the edge of her table. She had not seen it before. Mr. Silas appeared beside her, his voice a low murmur. "A little gift, Maya. I saw you admiring the bird books last week. Thought you might like a real one." He gave a strange, lopsided smile. It was not the gift itself, but the way he knew about her specific browsing habits, the way he seemed to know things without being told, that made her stomach clench. "Thank you, Mr. Silas," she managed, trying to sound normal, but a knot of unease tightened in her chest. The encounters started to move beyond the library walls. Maya would be at her favorite coffee shop, and suddenly Mr. Silas would be there, nursing a cold cup of tea, staring out the window, but always just a little too close to her table. Once, she saw him walking slowly past her apartment building as she was leaving for class, his head tilted up as if examining the brickwork. It was not just coincidence anymore. He was not doing anything illegal, but the way his presence kept appearing in her life, like a shadow stretching further, was starting to make her skin crawl. She started taking different routes, changing her schedule, but sometimes she would still catch a glimpse of him, a pale face in a crowd, a flicker of movement down an alley. One rainy afternoon, Maya was trying to rush home, sheltering under a small umbrella. She passed the bus stop, thinking she was finally clear, when a dark sedan pulled up beside her. The window rolled down slowly. It was Mr. Silas. "Terrible weather, is not it, Maya?" he said, his voice flat, but with an edge of something she could not quite place. "I could give you a ride. No charge, of course. It is on my way." Her heart hammered. There was no way he knew which way was on his way to her apartment. "No, thank you, Mr. Silas," she said, her voice tight, quickening her pace. He just watched her go, a small, knowing smile playing on his lips as the car idled, then slowly pulled away. The rain felt colder after that. A week later, after a late shift at her part-time job, Maya decided to take a shortcut through a dimly lit park, a path she usually avoided. She thought she was being clever, shaking up her routine one more time. The park was deserted, the streetlights barely cutting through the thick fog that had rolled in. Halfway across, a figure emerged from the mist, blocking her path. Mr. Silas. He was not smiling this time. His eyes were wide, almost manic. "You are always trying to run, are not you, Maya?" he whispered, his voice too close, too eager. "But you cannot run from fate. I know your path. I have always known." He stepped closer, reaching out a hand, his shadow stretching long and distorted in the eerie light. Maya's breath hitched. Fear, cold and sharp, pierced through her. But something else flared too, a stubborn defiance. She looked past him, into the swirling fog. "I see you!" she suddenly yelled, her voice cracking, but loud enough to echo. "I see you, officer. He is bothering me." Mr. Silas froze, his reaching hand retracting slowly. His head snapped around, searching the mist behind him, his manic intensity faltering. There was no one there, of course, just the fog and the distant hum of the city. but for a split second he believed her. That was all she needed. Maya bolted. She did not look back, running until her lungs burned, until the fog gave way to the faint glow of distant streetlights. She reached her apartment, fumbling with the keys, locking the door with shaking hands, then sliding down against it, gasping for air. The relief was immense, but it was quickly overshadowed by a raw, gnawing fear. The quiet town, her safe routines, the old library, they were all tainted now. She knew she had escaped, but the memory of his eyes, the sound of his whispered words, were burned into her mind. She reported him the next day. The police took her statement, and the library manager was sympathetic, but without direct physical assault, it was hard to prove stalking. Mr. Silas was quietly let go from the library, vanishing from his post. For a while, Maya felt a fragile sense of peace. But then, a few weeks later, she found a single, intricately carved wooden bird, identical to the first, resting on her doorstep. No note, no message, just the bird. She never saw Mr. Silas again, but sometimes, late at night, she still felt his eyes on her, a chilling reminder that some shadows once cast never truly disappear,